in Italy right now who's going to give us some more on this canonization. Rob, good morning.
Good morning, TW and Betsy. How are you? So talking about two new saints, yeah, we do. And this place was packed. Now, the official attendance from the Vatican is 80,000. That's just really for St. Peter's Square. If you look down Via della Conciliazione, which is the pathway all the way down from the square to the road, to the main road, to the bridges, it was packed. It was literally wall to wall with people. So I think the real estimate would be around 200,000, because that's about what they said when Francis was laid to rest and the funeral. Anyway, it was a marvelous mass. It was beautiful. The family spoke. His brother, Carlo Acutis' brother, had actually spoken today. The Pope now elevated for the first time in his pontificate two new saints, right, to the litany of saints. We're so used to, as Catholics, and I'm a practicing Catholic, we're so used to praying to the saints, but the saints from a long time ago, right? I guess the most modern would be St. Padre Pio, but now we've got two new names. We've got St. Giorgio and, of course, St. Carlo that we can pray to. And why? Why do we pray to saints? We pray to them for their intercession. They're our friends, if you will. They're our contemporaries in this case. And they were just asking them to give us help to God in heaven. Obviously, everything goes through God. That's what we believe, and through Jesus here in the Catholic Church. But the saints are those, like someone said to me once, well, if you walk in a house and you see photos of family members and you stop and think about your grandma who was so helpful to you and her pictures on the wall, it's kind of like a saint. You're talking to grandma and asking her for help sometimes. That's a saint in many ways, just a saint that lived a very holy life here on earth. So it was a wonderful, spectacular day here, very hot day. Kind of had a little sympathy for all the people who were sitting in the sun for 3 hours. But after Mass, of course, Pope Leo went around the square in the Pope Mobile and concluded the ceremonies today. So crowds are starting to disperse, but they were happy to be here today no matter what the heat, and it is hot. So welcome to the two new saints of the Catholic Church, St. Pier Giorgio Frassati and St. Carlo Acutis. Back to you guys.
Rob, do you think the story of young Carlo Acutis will draw young people toward the church? After all, he died when he was 15 from leukemia, but even at that young age, he had shown such an exceptional relationship with Jesus, and he took modern technology to convey to the younger generation how he could track miracles around the world.
Yeah, Betsy, that's why you see so many Carlo Acutis, I don't want to say paraphernalia, but the relics of Cardinal of Acutis are venerated in Assisi, where he is in his enshrined in his tomb. He's basically incorrupted, so he hasn't really decayed, which is amazing because he died in 2006. And he's in his, shirt, his famous backpack. He's got his jeans and sneakers. He's the sneaker saint. That's what they call him, because he is so relatable. And you're right. He kind of grew up in the digital age. He died in 2006. He wasn't feeling well. They took him to the hospital. On his way, he said, "I'm not coming home. I'm going to heaven." He literally died 4 days later from what they call galloping leukemia. So in 4 days, he was taken. But he used the digital media, he used websites, the internet, to attract young people to the church when he realized when he went to church, there were no young people in the pews. So that's why he's so venerated, and he devoted his short life, 15 years, to a different way to attract people to the Catholic Church.
What I found so fascinating, too, is that his parents weren't particularly religious, but from an early age,
right.
He was, at age 3, he would pull them toward the church. At age 5, he was using the rosaries, and he became such a committed Catholic, and not just worshiping, but acting out all of the gifts of the Catholic Church.
Yeah, it's amazing to watch. They're calling him God's influencer. It's amazing.
Yes.
Rob, we thank you so much.
So much.
Yeah.